YouTube. So this is my week 5 recap of CDL school. So let's jump right in. If you see me looking down, it's because I decided to write notes this time so I wouldn't forget anything that we did during the week. So Monday, I think I mentioned in the last video, maybe, we were diving into maps and learning how to read the atlas. So Monday, we continued with the atlas reading. And pretty much with that, we've been learning how to do locating cities, determining the distance between two cities, using like the index in the back to locate key point cities. We've also done departure and arrival times, and like maneuvering, excuse me, through the different time zones, and just how to adjust your timing based on that if you're moving between, Pacific time to Eastern time. So just things like that. So we'll be actually testing on that next week in week 6. So I'll keep y'all updated on how that test goes. For the most part, I've been doing fairly well on the classroom part in testing. Yeah, pretty much if it hasn't been a 100 on tests, it's not too far from it. So there's that. Tuesday, we started practicing backing maneuvers. I think I mentioned to y'all that we were doing straight line backing not too long ago. So now we've started the alley dock and offset backing. Y'all, like, I'm in a couple groups and I've seen people talking about how backing can be like the make or break point for some people. I see why now, because like I said, the straight line backing, I got that, no problems. But this alley dock and offset, I don't know, it's just something that's just not clicking. And it seems like my classmates from my group, because like the whole class is not there day to day. We're in little subgroups. So it's not a reflection on the whole class per se. Because everybody doesn't have it 100%. But there's like 1 or 2 in my group that they pretty much got it. They might have little minor mess ups, but for the most part, they got it. The alley dock and offset. For me, something is just not clicking. Like, I get confused with the whole direction thing and just trying to figure out at what point I should be turning, and y'all, it's just a whole thing. So again, I'm kind of in that space of being hard on myself, and I'm trying not to do that. So my instructor was kind of getting on me yesterday because, like, when I'm uncertain about something, I'm not going to be as enthusiastic at trying to practice it, because I'm always waiting until like the last person to try to practice the maneuver, because we all, we take turns. And I'm always like watching everybody to see what it is they're doing. And then it's like I'm always the last person to go and try it. So he was like, okay, listen. He was like, next week, I need you to be more assertive in practicing these maneuvers. He was like, I need you to jump up in there. He was like, even though you may not be 100% sure at what you're doing, he was like, the only way you're going to get it is by doing it. So you're going to have, he was like, I know you don't want to look crazy, but he was like, that's just what it is. So he was like, just get in there. The more you do it, he was like, something's going to click at some point. So, yeah. So that's where I'm at. If anybody has any suggestions, tips, I've been trying to find YouTube videos that maybe kind of explains it in a way that I might be able to catch on to. Because I keep seeing people say, you know, what is it? Turn towards your problem. But then I see a lot of people saying that still doesn't click for them. And maybe I'm just one of those people. So, I get the concept, but still it just doesn't resonate for whatever reason. So my plan is to try to just find some videos this weekend. I found this app as well that would kind of allow you to practice to see the wheel movements and how it makes the trailer react. So I'm going to play around with that this weekend. And it's called My Trucking Skills. So somebody has suggested it in one of the groups I'm in. So I'm going to play around with that this weekend. And we'll see. So Wednesday, that was my off day. I went and got a much needed pedicure done. So that was much needed. So then went back on Thursday, which was our driving day. This was our fifth time in the truck. And it's definitely better. Like, I'm getting the hang of the gears and whatnot. I've just got to figure out, like, because they want us to watch the tach to figure out, like, more so in the downshifting part, not the actual shifting part, because I pretty much got that just with the downshifting and having to rev it back up to a certain point to get the downshift in smoothly. So that I need to work on, but pretty much everything else is pretty good. I do know, like, gauging turns, because we kind of had this happen Thursday. It was, you know, just making sure, figuring out when you have enough space to not have to, in a sense, turn into another lane, and then when you have to do it. So, yeah. So, let's see, what else? So, yeah, my next ride is on Tuesday. That will be ride number 6. And so we have this evaluation book, and there's objectives that they want us to meet on each ride. Some of them, you know, they may not have any new objectives, so we just go off the ones from the last ride and see if we're progressing from that. It's just kind of to figure out and show us, like, where we need to improve, or what we can work on better by the next ride. So Tuesday's ride next week, ride 6, there will be basically no instruction from our road instructor. Basically, all she's gonna do is just tell us where we need to go. She's just gonna give us the directions. That's it. Like, we do our own shifting. Like, she's not gonna tell us when we need to shift, when she wants us to downshift. You know, watching mirrors, calling out gauges, nothing. Like, just pretty much total silence. It's on our own. And pretty much going forward, so we have 10 rides total for the duration of the class. So we are basically, like, in our last set of rides where it's like really getting down to the nitty gritty, basically. So these last few rides are basically all on us, which is kind of nerve wracking. But like I said, it's been improving for sure. So, yeah. And also pre-trip. So I'm still trying to learn this pre-trip stuff. We actually practice in-cab, the pre-trip in-cab part when we drove. So she went over all that. So yeah, basically it's just the outside stuff, because if you're in trucking or you're familiar with it, you kind of know like the inside stuff is pretty much self-explanatory, because it's like your turn signals, like the heat, defrost, making sure that's working, your horns, your windshield wipers, fluid, making sure that works. Pretty much that's, what you're covering on the inside. It's not too difficult. Sorry if you can hear the phone ringing in the background. But yeah, so pre-trip, I'm still trying to work on that amongst other things. So it's a lot. It's a lot. But I'm trying not to get myself overwhelmed. I know it's a part of the process. It's just, in my mind, it's like, how in the world am I going to get this stuff by this time? Because really, these backing maneuvers, so we take a test on this, not the actual CDL test, but they grade us on backing maneuvers just for like the classroom portion. So they test us on that. And then, we have to do it for the actual CDL test. So when we test on it for the classroom part, we'll actually do that right before Thanksgiving, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah. So the week of Thanksgiving, those first 3 days is when they will test us on the straight line backing, alley dock, and offset. So we'll get tested and graded on those 3. Then we'll have Thanksgiving break. And then once we come back from Thanksgiving, official CDL testing starts then. I don't know if it starts immediately or if we're going to have like some practice days and then it starts from the beginning of December until the end of class, which that would be like 3 weeks. They haven't gone into full detail, but I'm thinking it will probably start as soon as we come back from Thanksgiving. So that's not much time, y'all. So it's grind time for sure, which is making me kind of nervous, but I know I can do this. I know I can do this. It's just me not getting in my head and just being open to, looking crazy and getting this practice time in, and just be open to learning, open to making mistakes. It's a part of the process, and just pushing through it, because that's the only way that I'm learning. So yeah. And then Friday to end the week was basically another field day and classroom day. So again, we were practicing maneuvers, and classroom, we were just reviewing all the map stuff. Because by Monday, we had covered the last portion. So Friday was a full review day. So we just did some different examples to make sure that we all were set. And like I said, we'll be testing on that next week in the classroom. So, So thank you guys for following me along this journey. We are going into week 6. Time is winding down. Like I said, if anybody has any suggestions, tips, anything with backing, please feel free to share. You know, all this is new for me, so yeah, any tips would be well appreciated if you have any. So that's gonna end the video here, guys. I'll see you guys next week, and that's it. See me and you look beyond it, you feel inspired. I'm here to tell